Washington County, Tennessee property owners found out their property values rose significantly over the past several years.
Yeah, property assessor Robbie McGuire said residential taxes went up more than 68%. News Channel 11's Karen Jenkins breaks down the numbers and what they could mean for those living in the county. Karen?
Yes, most everyone who owns property in Washington County has now received their new property tax reassessment in the mail, and many say they are shocked at the increase. But does the increased value percentage mean the same increase in percentage in taxes? Thankfully, no. It may not have been all 68,000 Washington County property owners calling the assessor of property office today, but there were several who called or came in to ask about the new property tax assessments that are, on average, 54% higher than 5 years ago.
This is brought up to true market value. That's what the reappraisal is, to bring your home's value up to true market value.
McGuire says his team considered inflation, rising costs of building materials, supply and demand in this real estate market, and home sales from the last year to come up with the new numbers. But residents questioning their assessments disagree and say inflated sales prices don't equal true value.
I think some properties are they're just not worth what people are paying. And it's run the market up. And
do you feel like if you put your house on the market, do you think you would get that price that they said it was valued at?
Probably not.
But what really worries most is wondering if their taxes will increase as much as the assessed value. But McGuire says that's not the way it works. The state will recalculate the tax rate to an amount that would bring in revenue to the county close or equal to the previous values and tax rate. For example, this home in Johnson City was valued around $238,000 in 2019. The new assessment is $414,000. That's a 74% increase in value. But based on current projections by McGuire, that homeowner would only see about a $300 tax increase, or about 12%. However, a property tax increase could still happen if that's what county commissioners decide.
Then if the county commission feels like we need a tax increase, then they would have to, after they accepted the certified rate, they would actually declare a tax increase, and then they'd have a public hearing and actually do a tax increase. But that's all on the commission.
Now, you do have the option to appeal your assessment. It would involve calling the assessor's office for an appeal date and probably hiring your own licensed property appraiser. But here's another thing you need to do if your value has increased. Call your insurance company, because if you're only insured for what the home was valued at 5 years ago, you may not be carrying enough insurance on your home to cover a complete loss or a rebuild at today's cost. Sarah?